This morning, a live look at the damage from a bus that crashed into a restaurant, the search for a suspect, and what police say a rider had to do with it.
Plus, a unique way to save lives. Why an apartment fire on Madison South Side led to an uncommon rescue response. Happy Wednesday, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now This Morning. I'm Kyrie Lane.
And I'm Chris Stanford. That was reporter Arman Rahman getting lifted down the ladder there from the fire department. That's commitment.
Yes.
It's
getting really, like, he really got into the story there.
Putting yourself in the story for a good reason. Hey, thanks for joining us, everybody, this morning. We have a 2-hour delay in the Kickapoo School District today. We've been calling to try to figure out exactly what's going on there. We haven't gotten a straight answer. Can't get a hold of anybody who can give us any answers at all, so we'll keep checking and pass along any information when we find it out.
Well, let's check in now on what everyone's talking about, of course, the weather. Oh, and she has her umbrella now. Savannah, what's going on out there?
Yeah, we're finally starting to see those heavier showers track into western Dane County. And as you can see, I have my umbrella, my coat on. You might want a raincoat or umbrella. We are going to be seeing these showers kind of linger, scattered showers off and on through today. This is not the only band that we'll see, but you can see some purples also mainly north and northeast of Madison mixing in. That's also patchy sleet or freezing drizzle. Temperatures up there a little bit cooler, so can't rule out a couple of slick spots if you're traveling up there. 45 though, so temperatures are not going to be a problem. It'll be a little bit cooler than what we have been talking about. The last couple of days were in the 50s. We'll talk about when we could see more 50s and also a couple more rain chances in the forecast, guys.
All right, talk to you soon. Let's get to our top story this morning. Madison police are searching for a suspect that they say caused this bus crash into a local Asian restaurant.
It happened after the passenger allegedly pushed the driver. And we have our Michelle Renee Quinn, who's live at where it happened. Michelle Renee can give us the latest details.
Chris, Kyrie, the bus collided into Asian House on Dempsey Road near Milwaukee Street. Now take a look at these tire tracks. You can see the bus went straight into the restaurant. That happened around 8 p.m. last night. Now officers say a woman became upset when she learned the bus was not going to her desired stop. Witnesses told police she began pushing and shoving the driver, causing the driver to lose control of the bus. The suspect left the area before officers arrived, and MPD has said no arrests have been made yet. Madison Fire say 2 people are injured, and of those 2 people, 1 had to be hospitalized. Now, we will continue to follow this story on air and online as it is developing and get you the updates as information comes.
Michelle Renee, thank you so much. We'll check back in a little bit.
Well, the man charged with killing a Sun Prairie woman will go to trial. 23-year-old Gerson Blasno stood silent yesterday while the court entered 3 not guilty pleas on his behalf. Blasno is facing 3 charges related to the killing of 27-year-old Ismar Valverde Ponce. Valverde Ponce's sister reported her missing January 12th. She told police that Valverde Ponce left a gathering the night before with a friend. It was later revealed that that friend was Blasno. Police say Blasno lied and ran away when they tried questioning him. They eventually took him into custody. Then Valverde Ponce's body was found on the 14th in a field. Blasno is awaiting his next court date. That will happen from jail. He's being held on an $800,000 cash bond. His pretrial conference is scheduled for April 28th.
The owner of Tyrrell Basin, Nathaniel McGree, is facing charges for allegedly attacking a teenager who had been on the ski hill without a pass. Deputies responded to the town of Vermont on Monday night after a caller said they found a distraught teen walking in the road. The 17-year-old boy admitted to going down the hill without buying a pass. The staff says the teen left after they asked him to. That's when McGree and another staff member allegedly followed and physically assaulted the teenager. McGree also demanded the teen return to the ski hill and pay $120. That's double the amount of a pass.
Sun Prairie East High School has a new principal. It comes after former principal Renee Coleman resigned last year. Jim Ertel will take over. He's been serving as interim principal since Coleman's resignation. He's been on staff since 2010. He was named Dean of Students in 2016 and has most recently served as the Associate Director of Athletics and Activities. 4 finalists remain in the Village of McFarland's next police chief. They are Aaron Walker, lieutenant with the UW Green Bay Police Department, Antonio Ruzga Jr. He is chief of police at the Village of Cross Plains. Jeremy Hatfield, a lieutenant with Verona PD, is also in the running, as well as Zachary Roberts, a patrol lieutenant for the Adams County Sheriff's Office. The hiring process began early January with a total of 24 applicants. A community listening session with all 4 of the finalists is scheduled for March 3rd. It will be at the McFarland Municipal Center.
Madison firefighters say they responded to an apartment fire on the city's south side with an uncommon type of rescue. The fire happened Monday on Taft Street near Penn Park. People were in the windows flagging crews down while some hung over due to inhalation of thick black smoke. Firefighters performed what's called a bailout rescue, which only happens when victims need extra assistance or the situation is extra dangerous.
I've never done a rescue like this before, so this was my first time, and I know a lot of people don't experience these throughout their career. It was difficult to breathe if you didn't have an air pack on, so we worked as fast as we could to get those individuals out.
4 people were saved using the bailout method. In total, 8 people were displaced in the fire. The cause of the apartment fire is still under investigation.
Officials are working to confirm the cause of a fire at KIPP Corporation. They say it may have involved liquid aluminum, which is used for die casting. A caller reported a fire on the roof just before 11 o'clock in the morning yesterday. Everyone evacuated. The fire led to a closure between Fair Oaks and Miller Avenue. Those roads have since reopened.
6:05 happening today. President Donald Trump is holding his first cabinet meeting. Special advisor Elon Musk is set to have a seat at the table. This comes amid scrutiny over whether the Department of Government Efficiency has the power to enforce widespread firings. Yesterday, 21 career government staffers resigned from DOJ. Ahead of the meeting, Trump is backing Musk's demand that federal workers send a list of what they accomplished on the job last week. The White House says more than 1 million responses have come in.
Meantime, the Social Security Administration's Office of Civil Rights and Equal Opportunity has been shut down. The office handled worker discrimination complaints, reasonable accommodation requests, and programs to ensure equal opportunity in employment. The agency says those office functions will now be shifted to other divisions, and it's unclear this morning where employees who want to file a complaint or ask for reasonable accommodations should turn.
The impacts of mass federal firings are being felt locally. Haley Mantanowski worked as the Administrative Operations Specialist at the Northern Great Lakes Visitor Center in Ashland for the last 10 months. Herself and 3 co-workers, all in their probationary period, lost their jobs with little warning.
The leader that had to terminate me, she said, I disagree with this. You don't have performance issues. I've voiced my concerns to my leadership that this isn't right.
Haley says these staffing decisions came from either top U.S. Forest Service leadership or USDA leadership. She says the center has already seen fallout from the decision. The termination comes as Haley is 20 weeks pregnant with her husband also working a federal job. They believe his job is secure. The Spirit of Service campaign is underway as we honor our local veterans making a positive impact in the community. News 3 Now is partnering with Vortex. All you have to do is log on to channel3000.com and nominate a veteran in your life doing something good. We'll be sharing their stories and you'll get to vote and choose which veteran gets to take home a $5,000 cash prize. A winner will be announced in early April.
6:07, restaurants are responding to the rising price of eggs. Denny's is the latest change to add an egg surcharge. Around 1,500 of their stores will have a price hike. We don't know which locations, though, or how much. However, local restaurant Lazy Jane's is one that's getting around the issue.
Luckily for us here at Lazy Jane's, we use a small organic free-range poultry farm, Yuppie Hills, out in Burlington. And with that, we are removed from the outbreak. So we are fortunate enough not to have surcharges.
The avian flu has killed more than 40 million egg-laying birds in the last year.
Well, let's check in with Savannah. What's coming up?
Guys, we're seeing widespread shower activity across Dane County and some heavy showers near Fitchburg and south and north of Mount Horeb. We'll talk about when this will move out of here.
Plus, how you can help Wisconsin State Park celebrate a big milestone this year. That's in the 6:00.
Moving forward.
6:12 on your Wednesday. Time to check out what's going on in the 608. And today we are helping the Wisconsin DNR celebrate a big milestone for the state park system.
Josh Sprider is here with how you can get involved this year. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. More than 20 million people visit Wisconsin state parks and forests every year to enjoy the great outdoors. And the DNR hopes to make 2025 the best year yet. Wisconsinites are encouraged to spend time on public lands, attending events throughout the year, and learning about the park system's history. This history dates back to 1899 when the Wisconsin State Legislature approved an act providing funds to acquire land for what is today Interstate Park. The state park was established in 1900 with land acquisition beginning in September of that year. The establishment of Interstate Park also marks the founding of the Wisconsin State Park System, which has since grown to include state parks, forest trails, and recreation areas comprised of over 307,000 acres of public land. Since that moment, Wisconsin has established 50 state parks, 44 state trails, 15 state forests, 9 state recreation areas, and 8 river and resource areas. Moving forward, the DNR looks to invest in programs and initiatives that ensure the statewide system of outdoor recreation properties remains an accessible connection to Wisconsin's natural resources.
In 25 years. We're going to continue to focus on expanding and forwarding outdoor recreation in Wisconsin and being great stewards of our natural resources in the state. We're going to do that through robust budget initiatives, investing in our partners, volunteers, and those that visit our state park system.
The DNR will commemorate the 125th anniversary with celebrations and special events in 2025, led by state park system staff and partners. Visitors are encouraged to visit the DNR events calendar to find details of those happening throughout the year. Just make sure you get that state park pass, which, remember, is now available for 12 months from the date of purchase rather than just the calendar year. I have a link of everything you need to know up on channel3000.com. 125 years. The history is kind of cool. It goes back to 1900, right on the mark. Kind of cool to be able to see just how far we've come.
Yeah, and I have a lot of exploring to do, it seems like, from all the things that you listed. Do you guys have a favorite?
Josh, go ahead.
Devil's Lake State Park is my favorite.
I'll say he always mentions that one.
Devil's Lake, that's a good one. It's a short drive. If you feel like you're going somewhere, but you don't have to go too far.
That's exactly it.
I love that. Another one is Kohler Andre State Park over by Lake Michigan with the sand dunes and the boardwalk, the walking path right along the beach. It's gorgeous.
So lots to see in 125 years of recognizing.
And what's so awesome about Wisconsin is everywhere you go, it's so different too. You know, the terrain is so different from Devil's Lake to where Stanford mentioned. I mean, that's what's so beautiful about it.
Yeah. Gotta love it. Well, congratulations, 125 years.
125.
There we go.
Hey, Josh is always looking for inspiration to share with you folks at home. You can reach out either on social media or email him for a chance to be featured.
Let's check in now with meteorologist Savannah Brito. Is it a good day to get out and about?
It won't be because of the rain, but temperature-wise, yes, because we'll still be above average by about 10 degrees, but we actually had a much nicer day Monday and even yesterday. 2 more days in the 50s. When is our average first day in the 50s, though? February 22nd. We saw that earlier this year, 2 days in the 50s in January last month. The first day in the 60s happens on average in Madison March 23rd. The 70s, April 8th. The 80s, May 4th. And the 90s, June 24th. But like I said, we've already had 4 days in the 50s. The first 2, January 17th and the 30th. The 30th was actually a new record. The 57 that we hit was our first 57 of that year. 50, and then February 24th, 54, yesterday 52. So yesterday with the sunshine was absolutely beautiful, but now we're dealing with the showers, which we also need, and they are pretty widespread across a lot of southern Wisconsin. That includes right now Dane County, several areas seeing some heavier showers near Fitchburg, just east of Mount Horeb near Cross Plains. So basically all the greens, the dark greens and the yellows, those are the pockets of heavy showers affecting portions of Dane County. How much rain have we seen so far, though? We're looking at the blues. That's about close to an inch, basically above half an inch, lower than an inch of rain. And then all the surrounding green areas that we're finally seeing some south of Madison, southern Dane County right now, too, about 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch of rain. We're still dealing with drought conditions, so we could use the rain, and I do think scattered showers are going to continue. The best chance is going to be with that second portion basically leading up to the lunchtime hour. That'll be north of Madison. Can't even rule out some patchy freezing drizzle and maybe some snowflakes with that. That's better north and also east of Madison. Temperatures expected to be a little bit cooler there, keeping a lot of cloud cover in place overnight. Winds back out of the northwest, and then tomorrow afternoon and evening could see some light snow showers. That's not going to lead to any slick spots or accumulation out there. The next chance after that would be into Friday. Definitely going to bring a better chance of snow showers, accumulating snow and bigger impacts northeast of here. But as temperatures cool basically Friday night into Saturday morning, we could see some light snow showers, cooler for the weekend, and then we're back into the upper 40s Monday and Tuesday.
The perfect remedy for Wisconsin to bounce back after a loss? Well, play the team that's lost 11 of their last 13 games and sit at the bottom of the Big Ten standings. Enter the Washington Huskies. First meeting between the two as conference opponents. The Badgers were getting defensive in the first. Not because they'd lost on Saturday, but because that's what this group does. Kamara McGee comes up with a steal and leaves it for John Tonje. He banks it home. Wisconsin up 9 at that point, and that lead would only grow. John Blackwell was, in a word, hot from deep. This is one of his 3 triples in the first 20 minutes, but JB can score in the paint, too. Time winding down, Blackwell spins and wins for 2 more. 19 in the first half, finished with a game-high 24. He also grabbed 10 boards for his first career double-double. Badgers bounce back in a big way. 88-62 is your final. And just a reminder to check out this week's Wisconsin Huddle. Kamari McGee stops by to talk all things Badger hoops, including making the case for John Tonje to be named the Big Ten Player of the Year. Show airs on Friday at 6:30 right here on News 3 Now. Bucks on the road taking on the Rockets. Kyle Kuzma fitting in just fine with the Deer. Nice little 2-man game from him and Giannis. Ends up with Kuz finishing the alley-oop to tie this one up. Now this game got interesting late. Bucks down 3 with 3 seconds left. Lillard with a great chance, but it wasn't Dame time. Bucks fall 100-97. Fresh off sweeping Bemidji State, the Wisconsin women's hockey team now turns their attention to Bemidji State. Yeah, you heard that right. 2 straight weeks against the Beavers, except this series is different. It's win or go home now. The Badgers have officially entered the postseason. And Mark Johnson's squad isn't taking anything for granted as they prepare for the first round of the WCHA tournament.
It's do or die now. These are games you have to win. You have to be on top of your game 100% of the time. Like, you can't take a shift off because one goal could be the end of your season.
It's a 2-week season, and so your focus becomes in, what this weekend presents to you. And so it's, Friday night at 7 o'clock, and that's my whole thought process.
And that's it for morning sports. Have a great day.
And still ahead, a big milestone for a beloved game show and how you can cook like SpongeBob. From Kevin. Take a look at there. Nice photo.
Love the cardinal and the winter-esque photo.
Yes, and like how to get this close. That's what I want to know. Maybe it was just he was far away and got it in close. Yeah.
Kevin knows what he's doing with that camera.
Super
zoom.
Oh yeah.
There
Nice long lens.
Keep sending in those photos. Hashtag My News 3 Morning.
Well, trending this morning, come on down. Today, the iconic game show Price is Right is celebrating 10,000 episodes.
Wow.
The #1 series in daytime will commemorate the milestone with some special games and prizes today. Price is Right, the longest running game show in American history. It's had over 75,000 people come on down and has given away over $300 million in cash and prizes.
One of those shows that just never gets old.
No, it's timeless.
I remember 25, 30 years ago when I was in daycare, and my daycare lady always said that was every day at 10 a.m. It was always on the TV. It's just like one of those things you grew up with.
We all grew up with Price is Right.
Like I said, it's been through every generation, it seems like, because I remember watching it at my grandparents' house. So I had to call them today and ask them if they're still watching The Price is Right.
There you go. You can watch it right here on WISC-TV. SpongeBob meals delivered right to your door. How does that sound? You've got to make it, though. The show is partnering up with Home Chef, one of those home delivery meal companies, and offering some SpongeBob-inspired food. Dishes include pineapple under the sea burger, Sandy's Texas-style honey barbecue chicken, And Kyrian, how do you say it?
Krusty Krab. Yeah, pizza. It's the pizza, yeah, for you and yeah. There we go.
Take it away.
That's how you say it. You got to get into character when you talk about the Krusty Krab pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Period.
And then there's the cuddly crab chicken salad. How do you say the cuddly crab?
The cuddly crab. You got to say it. The cuddly crab.
Yeah. Love it. Okay. All right. Available for a limited time through March 14th.
Clearly, it was a big SpongeBob fan growing up, so you know.
And now that's going to be in everyone's head the rest of the day.
Yeah, I mean,
And
like
the SpongeBob yellow you're wearing, I mean, it's perfect.
like it never gets old. It's just running on our TV out
I was
there.
going to say
right
there's a TV that always has SpongeBob up there.
now. Oh goodness.
Armand and Jalen have been watching SpongeBob like for. This morning, a live look at the damage at a Madison restaurant from a city bus. What police say a rider had to do with it, and we'll update you on the search for a suspect.
Plus, Southside Elementary has a new name. Hear from a district official on its significance to the community.
Hey, good Wednesday morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Kyrie Lee. Thanks for waking up with us halfway through the week. I'm excited about it because the weather's been feeling good. See, when the weather's nice, you get in a good mood, a real good mood.
It's picking a lot of people's spirits up out there. I know that. Hey, I want to mention real quick that Kickapoo schools are delayed a couple hours today. We have been checking in to find out why. Haven't gotten a straight answer yet. We'll keep checking, though, and let you know if we find anything out.
All right. Well, let's check in now with meteorologist Savannah Brito, who's here now with your first
listen to that rain.
Weather. Yeah, pitter patter, pitter patter.
Yeah, it's actually sleet right now. You can tell it's freezing on contact with service or just before it hits. So it's not rain right now, and you can really hear it coming down too. On radar over Dane County right now, showing some of that purple mixing in with that, also northeast of Madison. So there could be some slick spots out there. Just make sure you're taking it easy. But that all affecting areas around Dane County right now. Some of that falling as far as visibilities go with the rain and also sleet that's falling. 2 miles, we're down to that in Wisconsin Dells. Right now we're reporting a visibility up to 10 miles in Madison, but 5 in Janesville. We'll talk about when the rain and sleet will move out of here and also when temperatures will see and return to the 50s again.
All right, Savannah, we'll talk to you soon. This morning, Madison police are looking for the woman they say caused this bus to crash into a Madison Asian restaurant.
This all happened after the passenger became upset with the driver. Our Michelle Renee Quinn is live at the scene with the latest details. Good morning.
Chris, Kyrian, good morning. The bus collided last night just before 8 p.m. into Asian House. That's on Dempsey Road near Milwaukee Street. Now, take a look. You can see the tire tracks. They're kind of getting washed away a little bit by the rain, but you can still see them leading right into the restaurant. Now, officers say a woman became upset when she learned the bus was not going to stop at her desired stop. Witnesses told police she began pushing and shoving the driver, causing the driver to lose control of the bus, and the suspect left the area before officers arrived. MPD has said no arrests have been made yet, and Madison Fire say 2 people are injured. Of those injured, 1 did have to be hospitalized. But we will continue to follow this story on air and online and keep you updated as new information comes to us.
All right, Michelle Renee, thank you for that update.
In Fond du Lac this morning, an investigation is underway after a deputy shot and killed a person. Law enforcement says the person refused to follow repeated commands and pulled out what deputies believed to be a weapon. It happened Monday night in a neighborhood near Lake Winnebago. Prior to the shooting, deputies say they chased the suspect through the neighborhood. The person later died at a nearby hospital. Neighbors told local news they witnessed much of the chase from their own homes.
And it sounded like somebody hit my trailer with their hand. There was 2 booms. My dogs noticed it more, but I didn't hear any more. Next thing, there's sirens going all over, so I knew something was up.
No one else got hurt. The Fond du Lac County Sheriff's Office has placed the deputy who fired the shots on administrative leave. They have not released the name of the person killed.
In Madison, Southside Elementary will soon be known as Lori Mann Carey Elementary. The Madison School Board voted on the name over 3 other options last night. It marks the end of a renaming process which started with 175 proposals. Lori Mann Carey was a Madison native, former MMSD student, and a lifelong education advocate. She passed away in 2020, but her legacy lives on. She established the Mann Scholarship Program that still exists today.
every naming has been such a big celebration of, this work and how we're moving forward and the significance of the name and teaching kids about the significance of the name. What I've read and what I've learned about her, just an incredible human, has given so much to the Madison community.
The district says that they'll roll out the new name ahead of the next school year.
The Madison County Council is taking steps they say will make it easier to introduce new housing. The council proposed a set of ordinance changes which will allow more flexibility in how new housing is built. The changes address limitations with floor layout, number of bedrooms, garage and porch specifications, and includes new review standards. The plans have received mixed reaction, but city leaders say this will streamline the process of building more units.
Deep into the weeds of the code, looking at ways to, again, further support missing middle housing. So duplexes, townhomes, small apartment buildings. Looking at ways that we can just simplify the way that we do things, have process improvements around technology, urban design, other things.
The city's ultimate goal is to create 15,000 new homes by 2030. A quarter of these homes would be labeled affordable.
Taxpayers in Oregon have questions about April's referendum. The village held the first of 4 informational sessions last night. Voters will be asked to permanently raise taxes by $2 million. The tax impact would be about 0.1% of somebody's property value. If the city passes this, it would, or the village says, if it's approved, it would get 3 full-time police officers and 6 other village positions. Funding would also go towards maintenance of village parks, facilities, and equipment.
In the last 10 years, we've grown, and our population has doubled since 2000. So we're growing very fast. That means newer, larger facilities, but also in terms of the referendum, we need more staffing.
The city says if the referendum fails, there could be reduced hours at village facilities and reduced public work services. It could also make emergency service response times slower.
If you missed last night's session, there are 3 more opportunities to hear from village officials. Sessions will take place the evenings of March 4th, 19th, and 27th. Each one will run from 6:30 to 8. The last one is available only virtually. The other 2 have in-person and virtual options. More details about those sessions and the referendum overall are on channel3000.com.
In Washington, a Republican-authored budget plan is headed to the Senate. Last night, the House passed the bill, squeaked by the House, that opens the door for cuts to Medicaid. Protesters gathering outside of Senator Ron Johnson's office yesterday ahead of the vote. The House's spending blueprint has the possibility of cutting the service that provides health coverage to millions of low-income Americans. The Senate has its own plan that does not contain funding cuts at this time. Organizers spoke about why they came out.
They have a grandma that's in a nursing home that can't pay for the cushy assisted living. They've got a family member with a disability. 1 in 7 Wisconsin residents uses Medicaid, and yet our legislators, our lawmakers are cutting it.
We reached out to Senator Johnson's office for comment on the protests and the possible House spending cuts. We have not yet heard back. While cuts to Medicaid are not explicitly in the budget plan, House Speaker Mike Johnson has not committed to fully preserving the program. Roughly 79 million Americans rely on it.
Looking closer into the budget plan, it calls for more funding for the southern border and the U.S. military. It would raise the debt ceiling by $4 trillion, meaning Americans would see $4.5 trillion in tax cuts over the next decade. They include renewing the cuts from the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act back in 2017. Those cuts were set to expire at the end of this year. The plan also contains proposals President Donald Trump campaigned on. They include eliminating taxes on tips, overtime, and Social Security payments.
Now to the war in the Middle East. The fragile ceasefire between Israel and Hamas appears to be intact for now. Officials on both sides have agreed to another exchange of dead hostages and Palestinian prisoners. Israel had delayed the release of 600 prisoners since Saturday in protest of what they considered Hamas's cruel treatment of hostages during their releases. In the meantime, the White House is sending its Middle East envoy to the region to visit. He intends to move Israel and Hamas closer to the second phase of the ceasefire.
6:38, we're just under 2 months away from the NFL draft taking place in Green Bay. 9 breweries in Titletown have come together to honor the event with a special beer. Here it is. Fans are encouraged to try 8th Round Downtown Pale Ale. It's listed as a hoppy and refreshing pale ale, but the city is trying to promote more than just its breweries.
We're really encouraging people to visit, all kinds of different amenities within the community, all the tap rooms, restaurants and bars, and and things from the Children's Museum to maybe Bay Beach, having a couple of rides open. We really want to spread the wealth and encourage people to get around the community.
This is all part of the city's larger touchdown downtown events running through the draft. And take a look at this beautiful live look at Lambeau Field this morning behind
There it
us.
is.
So people will be packing the city of Green Bay. So it'll be interesting to see how this boosts the economy for sure.
Absolutely. What do people want to do when they come to Wisconsin from out of state? Want to drink some beer, eat some cheese.
I was like, eat some cheese,
right?
Apparently, because you take your cheese very seriously. And maybe try the tap water, too, because they have contests for that as well here. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. I'm just taken aback by all the competitions here.
Yeah, that draft will be here pretty quick. I'm not sure about Green Bay's tap water. We'll have to see. We'll have to see where that ranks on the list.
I'll have to see
some of those Fox City communities got some pretty good tap water.
Take it very
usually rank
seriously
pretty high.
around here. I don't blame you, though. I don't blame you.
All right, 6:39 coming up after the break. The Dane County Humane Society is finding some new homes for these cute little animals.
And we'll talk about our average first days in the 50s through the 90s and how many 50s we've seen so far already this calendar year.
Plus, how you can help Wisconsin State Parks celebrate a big milestone this year. That's in the 608.
3 now this morning, moving forward.
Hi, I'm Alyssa from Madison. Savannah, plan my day.
Alyssa and Madison need the umbrella this morning, even into the afternoon, still expecting some showers, light snow mixing in with that, and we're actually tracking some sleet mixing in. So wintry precipitation across some of southern Wisconsin this morning, and yes, Madison and Dane County. But temperatures still going to be mild. Most of us should reach those lower to mid 40s later this afternoon. But yeah, radar a mess right now, especially across most of Dane County, finally getting in on some of that rain, but we're also seeing blues, pinks, purples, pretty much every type of winter precipitation on radar right now, and even some heavy showers just north of Madison right now. The darker greens, the yellows, that's all the heavy pockets of showers that we're dealing with, but again, mixing in with sleet as temperatures are only down to those mid, couple of us the upper 30s right now, but temperatures continuing to fall a couple degrees before we get to later this afternoon. And then highs lower to mid 40s, a couple of us might only have daytime highs that achieve the upper 30s later today. But the pinks and blues, you can continue to see that on radar. This is lunchtime, and then even heading into the evening as temperatures cool once again, we still can't rule out a couple areas of light snow showers. Most of that moves out of here as the low moves away from here. Some flurries, though, come back into play tomorrow. So the overnight hours, those are all going to be dry, and then a couple flurries on radar once we're heading into tomorrow morning, afternoon, and evening before sky conditions actually briefly clear. That's ahead of the next system on Friday, though. Our winds rebound out of the south. We cloud over again into Friday morning, and then some snow showers develop well northeast of here. I think that's where the greatest impact is going to be, up near Green Bay and northeast of that area even. But as temperatures cool overnight Friday into Saturday, we could see a little bit of light snow. This is rainfall so far. We've only had through the month of February, the first 26 days of the month, about 0.6 of an inch. We should be closer to 1.5 an inch and a half. So we do have a couple more chances of showers. Not looking as great as what we're tracking this morning, though, unfortunately, with that scattered shower and nature activity going on. After that, though, we should be dry the second half of this upcoming weekend. That's after the light snow Saturday early morning, and then sunshine will return for Sunday with temperatures back into the mid to upper 30s, and then even warmer than that yet again Monday and Tuesday. We've had 4 days in the 50s already so far this calendar year. Our average usually doesn't happen until February 22nd, and that was well into the month of January last month, so came early this year.
Well, let's keep those 50s rolling, because I need them, and maybe get a little above that as well.
One more Friday.
Yes. All right, Savannah, thank you.
If you'd like Savannah to plan your day, she'd love to do so. Just record a video like you saw earlier. Share your name, where you live, say a little something. Don't be shy. Send it our way through the website, the First Warn Weather app, Facebook Messenger, or email. And then watch to see if you make it on the air.
We're in the 608 this morning, and we're helping the Wisconsin DNR celebrate a big milestone for the state park system.
Josh Breider's here with how you can get involved this year. Hey there, Josh.
Hey, good morning, guys. More than 20 million people visit Wisconsin state parks and forests every year to enjoy the great outdoors, and the DNR hopes to make 2025 the best year yet. Wisconsinites are encouraged to spend time on public lands, attending events throughout the year, and learning about the state park's history. This history dates back to 1899, when the Wisconsin State Legislature legislature approved an act providing funds to acquire land for what is today Interstate Park. The state park was established in 1900 with land acquisition beginning in September of that year. The establishment of Interstate Park also marks the founding of the Wisconsin State Park System, which has since grown to over 307,000 acres of public land. Since that moment, Wisconsin has established 50 state parks, 44 state trails, 15 state forests, 9 state recreation areas, and 8 river and resource areas. Moving forward, the DNR looks to invest in programs and initiatives that ensure the statewide system of outdoor recreation properties remains an accessible connection to Wisconsin's natural resources.
In 25 years. We're going to continue to focus on expanding and forwarding outdoor recreation in Wisconsin and being great stewards of our natural resources in the state. We're going to do that through robust budget initiatives, investing in our partners, volunteers, and those that visit our state park system.
The DNR will commemorate the 125th anniversary with celebrations and special events in 2025 led by State Park System staff and partners. Visitors are encouraged to visit the DNR events calendar to find out details on what's happening throughout the year. Just make sure that you get that State Park Pass, which remember is now available for 12 months from the date of purchase rather than just the calendar year. I have a link with everything you need to know up on channel3000.com. The big 125 all the way back to 1900. There's a lot of rich history there.
Yes, and lots of places to explore all across the state. So.
That's what's so cool, and everything is so different. Whether you're here in southern Wisconsin, you go up north, you head out east, everywhere you go, there's gonna be something new to see.
I have a lot of ground to cover.
You do?
Seems like, yeah. Let's say, what is your guys' first recommendation?
So I think Devil's Lake State Park is probably one of the ones that people go to right away. Like, that was my first state park I visited here, but now it's like, I mean, you've got Governor Dodge State Park, which is in Dodgeville. You have Governor Nelson, which is on the north side of Lake Mendota.
Right.
So I mean, there are some that you don't have to go too far for.
Yeah. Right. And then if you want to drive a little bit, there are some real gems. Last half hour I mentioned Kohler Andre State Park, which is by Sheboygan. They've got the rolling sand dunes and the paths there, which is gorgeous in the summer. If you want something in the fall, think Rib Mountain up in the Wausau area to peak those colors. You go on top. They've got a lovely platform on top of the mountain there that you can see just until the horizon and all the beautiful colors up in the Northwoods.
Right. I'm looking for a pen. Gotta write this down.
We'll make sure we got it covered for you.
Great way to honor Wisconsin.
There you go.
Yes, it is. Well, Josh, thank you.
You're welcome.
And remember to let Josh know what inspires you here in the 608. You can reach out either on social media or email us at in608@wisc-tv.com for a chance to be featured. Dozens of Wisconsin pets are getting a chance at a new beginning. The Dane County Humane Society participated in its 11th transfer of rescue pets this month. More than 100 dogs and cats arrived in Madison just yesterday morning. They came from shelters in the South, specifically Georgia and Alabama. Overcrowding has been a major issue at shelters there, so these healthy pets had been in danger of being put down. Luckily, Wisconsin remains one of the states that can handle an influx of pets.
We're pretty fortunate. It might not sound that way, but to have the winter in Wisconsin does mean we have one less breeding season in general.
Of the 110 pets brought in, 40 will remain in Dane County. They'll be split between Angel's Wish and the DCHS. Veterinarians are taking a look at every pet flown in to determine when they'll be ready for adoption.
Cute kiddos. They're cute animals, I should say.
Cute kiddos. Well, some people do say their pets are kids, so there you go. Cute kiddos, if you say. There you go. Well, coming up in the morning, Sprint will tell you about the latest on Pope Francis and his condition.
If you got a little kiddo turning 3 soon, let us know. We'll show their picture on TV. No pets, though. Kids only.
Yes.
Human.
The crash happened last night around 7:45. Witnesses say a passenger pushed and shoved the driver, which caused the crash. The suspect left before officers got there. There have not been any arrests. We will keep following developments and provide updates.
The man charged with killing a Sun Prairie woman will go before a jury. 23-year-old Gerson Blasno faces 3 charges related to the killing of 27-year-old Ismar Valverde Ponce. Blasno pleaded not guilty to the 3 charges. Valverde Ponce's sister reported her missing on January 12th. Her body turned up in the field 2 days later. Blasno's pretrial conference is scheduled for April 28th.
The owner of Tyrell Basin, Nathaniel McGree, is facing charges for allegedly attacking a teenager. McGree faces charges of disorderly conduct and physical abuse of a child. McGree and other staff say the teen had been skiing at Tyrell Basin without a pass Monday night. McGree and his staff allegedly followed and physically assaulted the teen.
Fond du Lac County Sheriff's Office investigating a deadly shooting involving a deputy. The shooting killed one person. It happened Monday night around 6:30 in a neighborhood near Lake Winnebago. No one else got hurt. The Fond du Lac Sheriff's Office says that the deputy who fired the shots is on administrative leave. They have not released the name of the person killed.
In Madison, Southside Elementary will become known as Lori Mann Carey Elementary. Mann Carey was a former MMSD student and a lifelong education advocate who passed away in 2020. The MMSD Board of Education voted on the name over 3 other options in the final vote. It marks the end of a renaming process which started with 175 name proposals. MMSD officials say they will roll out the new name ahead of the next school year.
Pope Francis is still in critical condition this morning. The Vatican, though, says the Pope had a peaceful night and is resting. He has not had any new respiratory issues. Nightly prayers are taking place in the Vatican and parts of Rome. The Argentine Church of Rome has seen the highest attendance for these services.
Well, we're dealing with rain and also some sleet and patchy freezing drizzle mixing in with the showers. Some heavy rain too, moderate to heavy rain. That'll continue isolated to scattered showers through the rest of the day. At least our cars are getting a nice wash. I don't know about you guys. I get my car washed maybe about once a month, but I knew with all the melting snow it'd throw dirt back up onto my car, so I waited till the rain did its job.
Yeah, that's what I kind of do. Just wait around for it to all wrap by.
Exactly. But
rain will wash things off. All right. Thanks for watching, folks. We're back in 30 minutes.